Hello, this is Samsa again from GamingonLinux.com, and today I'm taking a look at Aperture Tag, the paint gun initiative. So this is the Portal 2 mod that is being sold on Steam. Pretty cool, huh? Well, because it's being sold, I decided to take a look at this, because, well, you know, you have to be informed about this thing, and selling mods on Steam is a thing that possibly needs some conversation, or discussion rather. Anyway, so let's delve into it and see what's it all about. So I have played this game through. It's only 4 hours long or something like that, so it's a short game. But so that means that this is actually a full review instead of a first impressions thing that I usually do. Usually I don't put this many hours into a game just for research purposes, but this time, because it was a Portal mod and I really love Portal, I decided to play through because it was so short anyway. So let's actually jump into one of these chapters here. It only has 4 chapters, and that means that I will have to actually jump into a place in the game that is not so precise. I'd love to show you some of these levels, but I sadly can't jump right into them, and the saving mechanism isn't too good. It only saves. It basically has this one save that you can load. If I click continue playing, that means that I will just load the latest save or autosave. So I didn't really like that. It works when you're playing the game through, but for, you know, showcase purposes, it's not too great. So you probably already guessed that this is a puzzle game that's is sort of based around the ideas of Portal, but let's jump into the speed gel thing. So instead of having portals, you will have 2 gels, and the portal gun is replaced by a gel gun, and this gel gun shoots out these 2 gels, and those are the jumping gel and the speed gel. So now we're going to acquire the speed gel. I don't want to show you this game from the beginning, because that would be really boring. Yes, and as you can hear, this game also has a narration, or well, it has this one core that basically guides you around these places, and also that's basically the story. He speaks. He's called Nigel, by the way, and he speaks sometimes, says random things, and also tries to be a bit humorous at times, though the humor doesn't necessarily get it correctly. So the obvious
now use your gel gun to actually get to the testing site out there in the gorge.
Yes, I know. So the obvious way to compare this game to other games is to compare it directly to Portal 2, which this game is also based on. And I think that's a bit unfair, because Portal 2 was an awesome game. It's a masterpiece, basically. And this game doesn't really get it yet. The game is, like I said, it's pretty short, and to be honest, the story isn't all that great. It has story, it has an ending. Actually, it has 2 endings. But the story isn't as great as... Okay, so my family members are now marching right into my room. This is excellent, though now I have some banana. Excellent. So, let's continue from where I left off. So, the story isn't as great as Portal 2's, and let's just continue, otherwise I'm going to be stuck in that room for a while. So yeah, as you can see, I can fire this gel gun, and that allows me to spray this gel around. This is the speed gel. I also have the jumping gel that isn't currently available in this test. So you basically each test test has its own combination of the two gels, and sometimes, especially in this case, I only have the speed gel, because this chamber is meant to, you know, teach you about the speed gel and how you use it. If you played through Portal 2, then you already know, and you should probably play through.
That thing crushes you to death. Its official name is the Aperture Science Cold Work Apparatus. We should simply call it the Crusher. Easy to remember.
Alright, so yeah, but you basically should play Portal 2 before going into this game, because this game has quite a few references to Portal 2, and you're basically taken through these Portal 2 maps occasionally, even Portal 1 maps. So it's, you know, it's faithful towards the Portal fans, but yeah, so you have to own Portal 2 anyway before you can play this game, so obviously you should play through that and then get into this game. But I'll assume that many of you have already played through the Portal 2, so now let's time this right. This should be it. Oh, no, it's not. I always fail at that. So what was I saying before? Oh yes, actually,
that thing crushes you to death.
Yes, I know, Nigel. You can shut up. But yeah, so this game doesn't quite nail the Portal experience right. The story is, well, it's mediocre at best. But then again, you might not be in this game for the story. You might not want that. The puzzles, on the other hand, are great. I really love how they. Many of these puzzles are made. Yes, Nigel, I don't. Nigel, I don't really care. But yeah, these puzzles, on the other hand, they are great, and I had a lot of fun playing through this game. The puzzles in the beginning are rather simple, but later on those.
Nothing special.
Okay, but later on those puzzles become.
The average human doesn't have the reaction time required for this test, so I will shout out the directions you've got to go. This really helps out with survival rates.
How about you shut up and let me speak? Maybe I should have picked another place. Okay, now we have music. Excellent. These puzzles later on, they become quite difficult. I actually spent like up to 45 minutes in a single test chamber trying to figure it out, and on the last few tests, I basically had to look up solutions from YouTube so that I could finish the game, and I also had to look up some instructions how to get the second ending, because this game has two endings, and the first one, I have to say, is quite bad. I won't spoil it for you, but seriously, the normal ending, or how they have basically called it, it's really it's bad. It's not worth the. If you are playing this game for the ending, for the story, then you are going to be disappointed. Yes, I know. This chamber is. I enjoy these chambers. The game has some of these chambers where you have to be really fast, and you have to do these awesome wall runs and stuff like that. These chambers are really awesome. I really like these, and I like playing around with the speed gel a lot. The jumping gel not so much, but the combination of the two was fun. Oh. Okay, that went better than I expected. It felt like I was going to fail that, but well, I managed to do that just fine. But yeah, the story isn't that great. The secret ending, it's a little bit better. I liked it more, and it makes the game worth it. Worth more story-wise. So. If you can't figure the secret ending out, then I suggest that you check it out on YouTube and then, yeah, play it that way, because that ending is simply better than the normal ending. And this game, like I said, it's unfair to directly compare it to Portal. either Portal 1 or Portal 2.
You did a really good job out there.
But
Around all over the place, and nights
yeah,
are to get
it's not
there.
as great as
The guys up
Portals.
here to do more tests
Portals
like
were
this.
simply better. But if we compare it to other mods, for example, then I think this is a pretty nice mod. And many people have actually criticized this mod for being a mod that is being sold.
We have boat gels at our disposal. We want to be more careful about our next move.
Yes,
We don't
yes,
want
I
to
know.
End up short or overdo a jump.
Yes, I know. So now we have both of these gels, and I can show you how combining these two work. So basically, if you played Portal 2, and I seriously hope that you did, because it has been out for Linux for a long time now, so you should definitely play it, unless you are absolutely against Steam DRM, and in that case you won't care about this game either. But yeah, so you basically know how that works. You spread the gel so that you have a jumping area, and then you have the speed gel behind it to allow you to reach higher speeds, and that allows you to get further. And these gel mechanics, they work really well, and the gel gun was a good idea, I think. And if I recall correctly, this platform should be covered in speed gel completely, and then I have to put some bouncing gel here, and also some of the orange gel. So, I'll still mention something about the story. So, some of you might think how this is related to the canon Portal experience. How do these two environments work with each other? And there seriously aren't that many connections to the previous Portal games, neither Portal 1 or Portal 2, and I should have jumped, I think. Yeah, that was not too great. Luckily this game saves pretty often, so you won't lose that much progress. I think this was also in Portal 2, so yeah. But it's great that the game auto-saves frequently, because otherwise it might get a bit frustrating, because sometimes you just have to test something out without knowing what is exactly going to happen. But yeah, so this game doesn't really have any connections to the Portal 2 or Portal 1 universe, apart from certain locations, because you will revisit some of the older levels of Portal 1 and Portal 2 in this game. So you will, for example, you will play through some of the Portal 2s and Portal 1s levels with the gel gun, and I think that's it was pretty great revisiting those chambers, but using the gel gun. I think I will have to add some bouncing gel there. So let's do it. I remember doing that without that. Maybe it's my timing, but let's be sure and add some bouncing gel there. But yeah, so there really aren't any connections. It's completely separate. There are no characters that are in both of the games. Seriously, you only have this core character, the Nigel, that keeps talking all the time when I'm trying to commentate over this game, and then there's you, and you don't speak. You don't even see yourself in a mirror or anything, at least as far as I know. But also, as far as I know, you are not actually Chell. So this game is sort of related to Portals, but it sort of isn't. There are some elements of Portal games here, but yeah, it's not completely. It doesn't even really try to be all that canon. But I guess it doesn't have to. And comparing like I said, comparing these games, well, comparing this game and Portal 2 or Portal 1 is not really fair. And now, for some reason, I'm stuck. Because I played this part of the game yesterday. Because I was trying to find some good places where I can record videos without spoiling too much of this content. Because I don't want to, even though the story is, to be completely honest, it's crap. I still didn't want to spoil any of it because I'm doing some work here and that requires me to not spoil anything. At least I don't want to spoil anything unless it's absolutely necessary. Some games require me to do that, but that's enough of my work. So yeah, if you're expecting a story, yeah, don't.
That area is out of bounds. Get back here as quickly as you can.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. So, this is, by the way, one of the Easter eggs or secret areas in the game. This game has quite a few of these, so you can, if you want to spend a little bit more time with this game, you can try to find all the secret areas. This is one of them. And luckily there isn't anything too spoiling in that area, and that's why I basically decided that I could show that. So there is a lot of hidden content that you can find, and some of it is related to the secret ending, so you might want to keep your eyes open for that. But gameplay-wise, I think this mod is great.
Good job. Not sure if you noticed, but we are now on the upper levels of Aperture Science. No
Excellent.
more recycling tests. It's all brand new from now on.
Excellent. But yeah, gameplay-wise, this mod is it's great. I have enjoyed it a lot. These puzzles are difficult enough, but not too difficult sometimes.
Doesn't have a connected vacuum delivery system. I want to remind you that these tests are still in an alpha state.
Okay, so I'm not going to go there before I have said it said the things that I want to say, because there is going to be more narration that way. So what was I saying? This game keeps interrupting me, and that's not fun. So yeah, oh yes, puzzles. These puzzles are not too difficult. The difficulty curve is it's okay, though the later levels are pretty difficult, so you might want to get some help on the Steam forums and or the playthroughs that have been put up on YouTube. I couldn't figure out some of them, but I figured out most of the game, though I was a bit stuck at times, but yeah, it eventually worked out.
Quite hard to nail down on the first try, so I drained out the goo. So don't be afraid if you fall down. Use the stairs to get back up.
Okay, so we don't have to go there, luckily. But at least not now. We have to go there later on, actually.
Okay, now we just have to find a way into the entrance of the test.
Yes, so I think this is the way to go. Okay, so these are basically the... There are some of these in-between levels where you are basically not in a testing chamber, where you basically have to solve some of these puzzle-like
What did you do?
things. Yes, to actually get to the testing chambers, and I think it's pretty good because it allows the game to have a bit more environment apart from the pretty sterile testing chambers. So you will see some of these areas where you are basically in between test chambers, and you have to actually figure out a way to get to these vacuum tubes or whatever those are, to actually get to the testing chamber. And I think there is one level where you are basically revisiting a Portal 2 level. So I think hopefully I can play this game far enough to show you that, and that didn't go too well. But yeah, this is how some of these puzzles work, and that's not how I want to do that. This works a bit better.
Alright,
so
now to do the actual testing.
Excellent.
So now we know what that noise was. That's one mystery solved. Unfortunately, I cannot drain that. So change of plans. Be careful.
Okay. So, one thing I wanted to also mention is the narration, the voice acting of the game. And I've seen plenty of people criticizing that too. Personally, I don't really... I don't have any problems with it. I think the voice acting works. It works. It's of course it's nowhere near GLaDOS. GLaDOS is an iconic performance. Of course, Nigel is not going to be all that great, but once again, comparing this game to Portal, not really fair. But I think Nigel works pretty well, though I think he needs a bit more character. Currently he's a combination of Wheatley and GLaDOS, and that's not working out too well. Well, he's more of a Wheatley guy, so he basically fails a lot. He's not as smart as GLaDOS was, and that's basically where most of the humor comes from. So of course this game has some humor in it. It has jokes, and yeah, it has playful commentary, but it's not as great as Portal's narration was. But once again, comparing this to Portal, not really fair. Masterpieces compared to mods. But overall, the narration is okay, and it gives a bit more character to the game. If this was a basically completely a narration-less experience, then I probably wouldn't have enjoyed this game as much as I did. Though the story is still pretty crap. Okay, so hopefully I can... Okay, that's not it. So I will have to wait for this to rotate enough, but not too much, and I think this is okay. Excellent.
Science? I thought our testing spree has come to an end. Proceed
well, it didn't.
To the next chamber.
Let's see what's the next chamber. So hopefully this is the Portal 2 level, because I want to show you how that works.
Introduction to Fizzler. This one should be pretty easy.
Oh, this is not it actually. This is something else. But there is some... Yes, some humor. I will let you listen to this.
No, how do I get rid of it? Subject, audio controls, password. Password. Let's try password 1. Password 2. Oh wait, I got it. I think I got it. And there. So sorry about that. I don't even know how that got there. I mean, why do they even have this kind of music in the music library? Unless it was part of the test and I screwed it up. Well, if it was, the damage is done now. Just test. I'll fix this mess.
So yeah, that's basically how most of the humor works in this game. And so yeah, currently I'm using these fizzlers. They allow me to change which gel I'm using. Some of these levels have that, some of them don't. But yeah, basically what I did is just I sprayed some of the speed gel from there, and then some jump gel here, and this allows me to get here. This chamber was pretty easy. It didn't take me too long to figure that out. This was actually the hardest part. But yeah. So I think now I have
your best performance yet. Unfortunately, the metal music was part of the test, so this test does not count towards your performance. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a nice Portal-esque comment that you could possibly hear from GLaDOS. But yeah, I think I have shown you enough of this game now, unless this is the Portal 2 level. And it's probably...
Advanced flow mechanics. While there is no time limit to this test, it is encouraged that we make an effort to be quick. You never know when it can be useful to be fast.
Yep, and this isn't the Portal 2 level, and I think I have shown you plenty of this game. I don't want to spoil too much of it, because it's a puzzle game. Of course I'm going to spoil some of it, unless you clicked away from the video immediately and decided to just listen, and in that case I don't really know what to say. But, okay, so this is basically what Aperture Tag is. It's an okay mod, and I think it's fair that it's commercial, but it's not Portal 2, so don't go expecting anything like that. And this story, it's not great. Maybe I didn't just get it, but in my opinion, this story could basically just not exist, mostly. Except the ending is important, because that's the way to end the game. But basically most of the story in between could have been just non-existent. It basically is already, but yeah. So I'll leave it here. That's basically my opinion on Aperture Tag. You can naturally check out the article. I'll probably have less rambly explanations there, but hopefully you still enjoyed this. I have seen that many of my videos are really rambly, and that's because it's difficult for me to do the English thing and follow the gameplay and still try to explain my thoughts. So hopefully I will get a bit better at it eventually, but for now these videos might be a bit rambly. I'm sorry for that. Hopefully I'm still funny enough in my failings that you can enjoy my content. But anyway, this has been me playing Aperture Tag, the Paint Gun Initiative, and we will see in the next video.